Spent the last few years creating music in Nashville. How has that city impacted your artistry?
Oh my gosh, I think it opened my eyes a bunch when I moved down here. Just being immersed in the music culture and the songwriting scene, and just being around people that are super talented and um, are working really hard. It kind of opens your eyes to how hard you need to work and the level of talent that is out there instead of being in your own hometown and your city and kind of in your own little world. Um, it definitely has being down in Nashville has helped open my eyes to how hard I need to work and what it takes, as well as um, I think I've grown a lot as a songwriter and as an artist and discovering kind of who I am, and it's been great.
And you're getting ready to drop a new single this week. Can you tell us about Don't Make It Easy and the inspiration behind the song?
Yeah, this song was written by my friend Gabriel Thomas Broussard, um, and uh, it's it deals with how sometimes things need to end even when neither of you really you know want it to, but you know sometimes life makes it hard, careers makes it hard, um, and sometimes the right thing is to just call it quits, and whether you still love each other very much and all that, it can sometimes that's still the only answer.
Don't Make It Easy is coming off your upcoming EP. What can fans expect from this next body of work? What do you hope to say as an artist?
So this next project, as opposed to like my first EP,
Yeah.
I feel like I was saying, I've grown so much as an artist, and um, I've come into my own a little bit more as a songwriter, and um, everything feels a little bit more authentic, and it feels more um, finer tuned and more professionally done, and um, just it just feels like a overall solid piece of work that I'm very, very proud of. And this EP kind of has a little bit of everything that all the influences that I draw from. There's I'm pop, but I also say I'm like pop soul and also like singer songwriter folk. I kind of got all of that mashed into one, and that's all um, in this EP. There's different elements um, of those things in each of the songs.
As a songwriter, you've written tons of songs throughout the years. What was that process like figuring out which five songs would make this EP?
I mean, there was a couple clear, well, there was one clear one that definitely was going to be released regardless, and that was "Cold as Ice." That's a song that, like, since I've written it, I've just loved, and the way it grew from the beginning, from just my acoustic guitar to the production with Joey Lichty, um, it just became like one of my favorite songs I've ever made, and so that was like a clear winner. But when it comes to I don't know, it kind of comes down to what I'm going for, and I want to have some of those pop, like more like commercial, like I think Cold as Ice and Bad for Me both kind of hit those mainstream pop, catchy type vibes. And I wanted a couple of those, and but I also wanted to stay true to like my I love releasing ballads, and I love writing ballads, and I wanted to make sure I had some of that in there as well. And so Sweet July I wrote by myself, and then when I heard Don't Make It Easy from my buddy Gabe, I was like, you doing anything with that, man? And he was like, no, you want it? And I'm like, yeah, I gotta have that, please. And we added a couple tweaks to that, um, and then with the last one that comes out, it's called When You Know, with the EP. That's kind of back to that feel good, lovey dovey kind of cutesy pop song that I like to have out there as well. So I kind of wanted to make sure I touched all those elements, and um, going through those songs, I wanted to make sure I had a little bit of everything. So those are the ones that I ended up with.
Speaking of growth, how has your songwriting evolved throughout the years? What is that process like for you now? And how does it differ from when you first started?
There's a lot of the same of how I first started, where if I'm writing by myself, like a lot of times, I'll just sit down with the guitar and sometimes don't even have any sort of lyric idea or anything, but I'm just sitting there and I'm just messing around and just singing what feels good, like just melodies with no words, just singing gibberish and, kind of start, maybe, freestyle a little bit, see what comes out and kind of roll with an idea. That's kind of something I've always done. Um, but something that's been new for me that I never really uh, did much of up until I moved to Nashville was co-writing. Um, and so there's been a lot of collaboration on this project, and um, three of the songs were co-written, and um, that process is fun. You get to get other ideas and other perspectives, and it kind of um, takes maybe a song in a different direction that you wouldn't have by yourself. So I think learning to write with others and collaborate with others in that way has been something I've benefited a lot from.
This would be a strange question, just given your answer a few questions back. But if you had to pick a song on the new EP that best encompasses who you are as an artist, which would it be and why?
It's hard to pick one um, that best encompasses me as an artist because there's some differences in between. Like from Cold as Ice, it's like pop rock with like a lot of runs and stuff like that, and then Don't Make It Easy and Sweet July are on like that more intimate, softer, soulful feel, and I think I'm both of that. And so it's hard to pick one. If you're, you know, Cold as Ice shows off my vocal chops a little bit, and it shows kind of that poppy vibe and poppy feel. And Don't Make It Easy, Sweet July, I think it's a mix between those two. Like probably Don't Make It Easy and Cold as Ice, I would say mash those together, and that kind of encompasses like who I am as an artist. Yeah.
Yeah, you're also somebody who's constantly performing live. How much do you use that live stage to test out this new material?
Oh, all the time. So a lot of times I'll write a song, and there's things in Nashville called writers rounds where there's three or four people up on stage with their acoustic guitars, and you go one by one and you just play your original music and you play like three or four songs. And those are a great time to test out like how a song feels.
Hmm.
And so I'll write a song maybe the day of or the day before, and you just like pull up the lyrics, and it's very raw like that, and laid back. And that's a great way to, a lot of times I'll mention like, yeah, I just wrote this today, just want to feel out you know how it goes, and let me know what you think. And so that's definitely, I'm playing like every week, so it's
Yeah.
always it's definitely a good opportunity to feel out how a new song feels.
And then as we look ahead to the rest of 2022, what can fans expect from you? Will we be seeing you on the road around the States?
I have a couple. I coming up. I have I'm playing in Atlanta at Eddie's Attic. And then right now I don't have a tour put together at the moment, but I'm working on it. So hopefully I'll be on the road maybe closer to early 2023, um, or late 2022. But the goal is to get on tour with somebody and to open up for someone. And so hopefully we can make that happen. But right now I'm pretty much hunkered down in Nashville and just writing here, just kind of playing some shows here. And then uh, here and there playing some stuff out of town. Like I'll be back up in Ohio, playing a show in October, and then end of October I'll be playing in Atlanta, Eddie's Attic, I believe the 29th. If anyone's in Atlanta that's watching this, and um, yeah, I think there should be a couple more coming in like that are like not like a steady 3-week tour or something like
Mhm.
that, but stuff kind of just on a weekend playing out of town at a venue.